mediators, accredited mediators. So far we have 56 practicing accredited mediators, and so far through the judiciary injection we've had 52.1 billion of Kenya shillings being released to the economy. Thank you, Judge, for the opportunity. Welcome to Eldoret, our CJ.
Allow me, Chief Justice and Your Excellency the Governor, I take special recognition of the Moi University Law School. The Dean is here. Please, the Dean Wamwara, please come in front. You know you hold a very great place in our work. And the reason Chief Justice I introduced the Dean of the Law School, we're working on a program with the Moi University Law School where, can you say just 1 second? I'm not going to speak so much, so I'm donating your time. What are we doing with the Moi University Law School in 1 second?
To the Chief Justice, Honorable Lady Justice Martha. It's the 30th year. We are celebrating 30 years as Moi University School of Law here. And I just want to say two things. One, we are working on a program with the judiciary to ensure that we promote not just the AJS, but other forms of access to justice. I know that there is we have a proposal that should be before you, Lady Justice, soon. But in the meanwhile, I want to just say one thing on behalf of Moi University. I have seen young people here, and all of them would want to be, some of them would want to be the Chief Justice one day. And maybe I can also say one day when I grow up, I want to be the Chief Justice. And therefore then, for you young people who want to one day to be Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, this is how you become a Chief Justice. You go to the university, you get at the high school, you get at least a C+ and above, and a B in English or Kiswahili, and then you come to the best law school, at least now. That is Moi University School of Law, and study law. And then you get to Kenya School of Law and you become an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, then somehow find your way to the judiciary and you become Chief Justice. I wish you well, and I welcome all of you to Moi University School of Law. We are open and accepting new admissions. Thank you.
Thank you. Allow me, Chief Justice, to take a moment to express my gratitude to each and every one of you for your presence today on the occasion of the opening of the new courts and the launch of the HAS being cascaded to us in Igishu County. This milestone marks a new beginning and challenge since I took over the leadership of this county. In this regard, Chief Justice had only one vision when you gave me the leadership to launch, to make operationalize HAS, and also make sure that the courts, and this was in Igishu, no longer have only one courthouse based at Coca-Cola. And I thank you most honestly when I made the request to your office, you honored. And for now, we can say without contradiction that the courts in Uasin are no longer one court in Coca-Cola. There are more than 4 courts, which are now set, Your Excellency, to be able to be operationalized for our people to access justice. For me, I'm the happiest officer of the judiciary for having seen this launch and the presence of the Chief Justice just personally setting time aside to come and be with us and grace this particular occasion. Time has come, Chief Justice, to provide a forum for the poor and the needy people who approach the law courts for redress, and that forum is HAS. That's my strong conviction. As the drafters of the Constitution noted in Article 159, justice delayed is justice denied, while at the same time we say justice averted will make justice actually buried. So which means in between the two mediums, we only find one medium. It's actually the medium of HAS to render social justice to the poor and the needy. To me, there is no such other forum than HAS. I therefore urge the participants, the Kenyan people who are here, that we discourage litigation. Let's persuade our neighbors to compromise whenever we are so that we can point out that the nominal winner, sometimes, in cases, we say there's a winner and a loser. But in HAS, we're going to have a win-win situation. I must say, Chief Justice, we have made clear milestone in this particular county for the collaboration we have with His Excellency the Governor in terms of enhancing access to justice. And I did thank His Excellency the Governor. The Deputy Governor, Chief Justice in our CUC, and therefore every step of what we do at the CUC, the county government is involved. As the centers we launched today, Chief Justice, would serve as an inspiration for the legal system at large to promote the rule of law through efficient use of alternative dispute resolution mechanism. Chief Justice, efforts such as these are effective means for the common man to reach the court and get their dispute resolved amicably and swiftly. The only thing, Chief Justice, through you, I'm going to ask His Excellency the Governor that the 6 sub-counties now we have set in motion this afternoon, this morning, they require fiscal infrastructure, they require hardware, they require software, but of urgency, Chief Justice, is that we need to ask the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary to post staff, the desk officer, who are going to manage the sub-counties. So I plead with the office, through you, Chief Justice, that the offices which you launched today, like in Moiben, we have the same replicated in the other 5 counties. We need a desk officer to manage that. So the judiciary requires just to identify men and women of passion, not just an officer. Somebody is passionate to promote HAS so that they can start work, filing cases, receiving complaints, so that the people of this county can then realize what you have done this afternoon. I hear, Chief Justice, permit me with humility, as one of your disciples in the administration of justice, as I detour the country serving the Kenyan people, I hear cries from Moyale to Isebania, to Witu, to Rogichogio, to Malapa, or people simply fed up with the long delays in deciding cases in our formal systems. Therefore, Chief Justice, not only are the litigants facing great hardships and the massive arrears of cases, but even the lawyers and the justices are under immense pressure to finish the backlog. Our own commitment, Chief Justice, to promote HAS as a forum where there is no time to waste, so that the justice can reach the people in their homes and in their offices, insofar as the mechanism we have launched today. Chief Justice, I also thank you that as we launch this particular alternative justice system, our work starts now to make sure that the 6 sub-counties, now they're operationalized as an alternative forum where our people will be able to receive justice. Specifically, I would like to say that HAS is no longer a forum for the future, it's a forum for now. And the reason is, in view of what other speakers have spoken, like now in succession matters, Chief Justice, we have succession matters in this court from 1984. They have not been resolved. 1981, succession matters, the beneficiaries, the spouses, now their grandchildren are pursuing succession matters on behalf of the deceased person. That tells you that it's a story which we need to bring down by encouraging and promoting HAS. And some of the disputes, my Lord late Chief Justice, is about them not knowing that there is what solutions if they embrace and adopt HAS. So in your social transformation framework, time is now ripe that certain cases undergo mandatory mediation. Sometimes we try to persuade the parties. I hear these words, Chief Justice, when any time a case comes back, somebody, an advocate is telling me, my Lord, mediation has collapsed. And I ask them, what happened to mediation? And I almost tell them, even in this court, it's going to collapse. I'm hoping that we take it as the Kenyan people, that mediation is a constitutional imperative, and we should not have the words that the mediation collapse. Mediation should not collapse, because it's a decision made by the people, and it's a win-win situation. As such, permit me, CJ, as Chief Justice, I feel strongly that time has arrived that we make the question of mediation a mandatory provision by screening cases and making sure that it's the first port of call for every litigant in this country. Allow me just now to appreciate you, to appreciate your presence, and that as you leave this afternoon, know that you leave a strong team to deliver this particular action plan and take it to another level. Allow me, therefore, my Lord, my late Chief Justice, to permit me to just appreciate that the county government and the judiciary, we have work to do to make sure we resource the centers so they can also be functional. I also want to add that our request as the head of this county, as your servant in this county, we look forward to see you in Tarbo soon and not later, so that we can be able to launch the second major sub-county in this particular region. Thank you, Chief Justice. Thank you, everybody who attended. Thank you for taking time, distinguished guests. I'm the happiest man, na mimi ni mchache wa maneno. Kwa tunawakaribisha kwa ile tumefanya leo, tutatimiza hiyo Pentecostal spirit na tuipeleke mbele, na utaona tochi ya HAS ile mwanga umetupatia, tutaipeleka mbele, and something will be happening in Uasin na watu watasema kuna kitu inafanyika huko. And I've told His Excellency that the 46 counties will come to benchmark the Marito approach. So karibuni sana. Allow me to invite Professor Ngugi to come and make his remarks. I welcome each one of you. Feel at home and be blessed. And may God bless Kenya, may God bless Uasin Gishu, and may God bless the CJ and Your Excellency the Governor for your great work you are doing together.
Honorable Chief Justice, Your Excellency, the Governor, I have used newfound status as a Kalenjin elder to ask for special permission to use this podium, and it has been granted. So this thing is working. Watu wa Moiben, chamge, asanteni sana. Honorable Chief Justice and Your Excellency, allow me to say that I acknowledge the dignity and humanity of all of you who are gathered here today. I honor all of you. 2 years ago, at a gathering like this, I recalled the words of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who admonished thus. He said, there comes a point where we need to stop pulling people out of the river. We need to go upstream and find out why they are falling in. Archbishop Tutu was speaking about the state of injustice in South Africa, but he may also unwittingly have been speaking about Kenya. There comes a point where we need to stop pulling people out of the river. We need to go upstream and find out why they are falling in. Itafaa kufike wakati ambapo tutaacha kuokoa watu waliobebwa na mto nyanda za chini. Itabidi twende mlimani na nyanda za juu ili tujue ni nini kinachowafanya watu waanguke ama wazame mtoni. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the message of the Honorable Chief Justice's multi-door approach and the transformation to justice. Mageuzi ya kijamii yaisisha upatikanaji wa haki. Mageuzi. Dada na ndugu zangu, idara ya mahakama iko tayari kufanya mageuzi. Hatuzungumzii mabadiliko, tuwazungumzia mageuzi. Mageuzi ni mabadiliko singi, mabadiliko radikali, radical changes, mabadiliko yanayoguza mizizi. Mageuzi ni kama yale Mtume Paulo aliyoyazungumzia katika kitabu cha Warumi 12 mstari wa 2. Alisema, msiige tabia na mienendo ya dunia, bali mgeuzwe nia zenu zikafanywa mpya, ili mpate kuwa na hakika ni nini mapenzi ya Mwenyezi Mungu. Ikiwa Mtume Paulo angekuwa hai wakati huu, pengine angeongeza ili mpate kuwa na hakika ni mapenzi ya katiba ya Kenya. Mapenzi ya katiba ya Kenya ni kuwa sisi wote, wanawake na wanaume, tuwe huru. Mapenzi ya katiba ya ni sisi wote, tajiri na tupate tuwe na jukwaa na baraza la kutatua migogoro mahali tutakapo haki yetu bila kujali ni nani tunapingana naye. Mapenzi ya katiba ya Kenya ni kwamba wananchi wote, wenyeji wote wa hapa Muiben waweze kupata wa migogoro ama kutofautiana ama ugomvi wowote walio nao kwa kupitia njia wanayoielewa na kuienzi wao wenyewe, njia ambayo ni asili yao wao wenyewe, njia ambayo inatumia lugha wanayoielewa wao wenyewe, njia ambayo inaambatana na tamaduni na itikadi zao wao wenyewe, njia ambayo inaambatana na dini zao wao wenyewe. Mapenzi ya katiba ya Kenya ni kwamba mbinu badala za kutatua mizozo ndio tiba ya dhuluma nyingi kwenye jamii. Mapenzi ya katiba ya Kenya ni kwamba mfumo wa utatuzi wa mizozo nje ya mahakama, hiyo ndio AJS, ni njia halali na mara nyingi ndio njia inayoleta haki ya kudumu zaidi kwenye jamii. Mapenzi ya katiba ya Kenya ni mageuzi ya siasa zetu, mageuzi ya mifumo zetu za haki hapa nchini. Leo dada na ndugu zangu, tupo hapa Muiben kushuhudia na kusherehekea mageuzi ya haki hapa Uasin Gishu, mageuzi ya haki hapa Muiben. Leo tunashuhudia na tunasherehekea mageuzi yaliyoletwa na ushirikiano mkubwa sana wa ajabu hapa Uasin Gishu ili kuhakikisha mwananchi wa kawaida anapata haki yake kwa njia ambayo haimgharimishi, haki yake kwa njia ambayo haimletei hasara, haki yake kwa njia ambayo mwananchi anaielewa, njia ambayo iko karibu na mwananchi, njia ambayo inaleta uwiano kwenye jamii. Mageuzi ambayo tunazungumzia hapa leo ni mageuzi ya AJS, Alternative Justice Systems, njia badala za utatuzi wa kesi na migogoro. Mageuzi haya ya AJS ni mageuzi ambayo yana mabingwa wengi sana hapa Kenya, na sana hapa Uasin Gishu. Chief Justice wetu Martha Koome ndio bingwa mkubwa zaidi wa mageuzi haya ya AJS. Tunakushukuru Chief Justice. Makomishna wetu wa JSC ni watetezi shupavu sana wa AJS. Tunawashukuru sana. Gavana wetu Jonathan B ni bingwa mkuu wa mageuzi haya. Tunakuenzi Your Excellency. Deputy Governor wetu Engineer Barorot ni bingwa mkuu wa mageuzi haya. Shukrani sana. Kabla sijasahau engineer, wakati nilipokuja hapa kuapisha, nilikuitisha ID na ulikuwa na ID nzee sana ile ya 1940. Na nikakupatia order uchukue ID mpya. Ulichukua? Amenihakikishia alichukua. Kwa hivyo tuko sawa. Nilikuwa nataka kuanzisha contempt proceedings hapa. Atakuwa mtu wa kwanza kwenye hii court. Ameepuka. Ndugu na dada zangu, serikali yote ya Uasin Gishu inaongozwa na His Excellency Governor ni mabingwa wa mageuzi haya ya AJS. Tuwasema nyote kwenye ofisa wa serikali ya kaunti ya Uasin Gishu, kuanzia county secretary who is a force of nature, Your Excellency, from how I've seen working with him, kutoka hadi ma-CEC wote tunawashukuru, tunawaombea nyote mng'are sana kama kipara cha nani? Cha Chebukati. Presiding Judge Nyakundi, na Chief Magistrate Mikoyan, nyinyi ni mashujaa wa AJS na katiba. Tuwaombea kamwe msififie kama maua ya nani? Ya kidero. Professor Bartov, wewe ni bingwa wa AJS mara mbili. Nimejua ya pili leo. Wewe ni bingwa wa AJS hapa. Halafu tena umetuambia first gentleman, ndugu yangu Justice Dr. Sergon ni mwanachama wa kamati yangu. Kwa hivyo nimefahamu hivyo leo. Asante sana. Shirika la UNODC ni watetezi wa mbinu hii ya AJS hapa Uasin Gishu, tutawashukuru tele. Kituo cha sheria, Center for Human Rights and Mediation, the Civil Society Network, and the North Rift Theaters ambassadors, all under the uncanny of UNDP, this would not have happened without you. Ladies and gentlemen, these effusive expressions of gratitude are not exaggerated, for they have produced what we are celebrating today as the most innovative county AJS plan to date. And I say that in all sincerity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 6th county AJS action plan since my committee officially began the implementation process. The first 5 county AJS plans were for Kajiado, Nakuru, Mandera, Turkana, and Narok. This is only the second, only after Narok, where the county government has taken the key role in financing and facilitating its formation. We thank you, Your Excellency. The Uasin Gishu AJS County Action Plan and the model that we are launching today epitomizes the organic plasticity and utility of AJS as a credible and effective people-centered mechanism for accessing justice. Kwa wale walikuwa wanaongojea kizungu, ndio imekuja. It does this in 2 ways, ladies and gentlemen. First, it utilizes existing mechanisms for accessing justice that the denizens of the county have been using, but which have not been given any formal acknowledgement until now. The County Action Plan and model map these mechanisms and provides a formula for revitalizing them. Second, the County Action Plan and model leverages the Uasin Gishu County government's appetite for providing justice solutions as part of its mandate to facilitate socioeconomic transformation in the county. The county government, therefore, plays the ideal role that governments should play in access to justice, provide a conducive role for justice innovations while facilitating justice norm entrepreneurs to continue innovating and providing justice solutions. The result of this is this innovative county action plan and model, which in summary does 5 things. First, it commits to the task of mapping, acknowledging, enabling, and where necessary, transforming autonomous AJS mechanisms in the county and acknowledges the existence of these mechanisms. Secondly, it leverages on the robust existing third-party annex AJS mechanisms provided by the state, especially the chiefs under the ANGAO, and non-state actors, especially the civil society organizations working in the region on rule of law and access to justice issues. Thirdly, it positively capitalizes on the acceptance by the county government on its role in promoting AJS, which pivots the county action plan and model on the devolved governance system up to the sub-county level. Fourth, it creates a court annex AJS mechanism, which we just launched this morning, which with satellites with a presence in each sub-county. This is the first county action plan that does that in the first level. And then lastly, this model creates an elaborate framework for the interlinkage between third-party mechanisms, the autonomous AJS mechanisms, that is the community elders and religious institutions, and the newly created court annex AJS mechanism, like the one we are launching here in Moiben. Importantly, ladies and gentlemen, the county action plan and model envisages that once a justice issue arises in the community, apart from the court, a justice seeker has at least 5 other options on which they can resolve their issues. So before, as the youth representative said, we used to say tukutane mbele. where mbele means kotini. Now we are saying a justice seeker has 5 other alternatives that they can use before they say tukutane mbele. Differently put, ladies and gentlemen, the Uasin Gishu AJS plan and model presents a truly people-centered justice mechanism. It is one we must truly celebrate. It is one that is only enabled by a transformative constitution. It is one that is only enabled by the Chief Justice's blueprint on social transformation through access to justice. It is one that is only enabled by the visionary leadership of the Uasin Gishu County government under His Excellency Governor B and the Deputy Governor, Engineer Barorot. This is a model that is aimed at going upstream to find out why people are falling into the river rather than waiting downstream to try and save those that have already drowned in the river. Ndugu na dada zangu, mfumo huu wa utatuzi wa migogoro hapa Uasin Gishu ni mfumo wa kudumu, na sina shaka mfumo huu ambao unazinduliwa hapa leo utalete faida kubwa, faida isiyo na kifani hapa kaunti ya Uasin Gishu. Na wapongeza sana gavana, alikuwa anaitwa koti moja zamani, sijui kama alinunua ya pili. Gavana Your Excellency Jonathan B na mheshimiwa jaji mfadhili wa hapa Justice Nyakundi, nilikuwa nataka kumuita jaji suruali mbili, kwa kazi njema sana ambayo wamefanya ili kutuletea mfumo huu hapa Uasin Gishu. Na heko kwenu nyinyi nyote wananchi wa Uasin Gishu, hasa wazee ambao wanafanya hizi kesi kwa kuzindua hii mfumo wa leo. Asanteni sana sana. Kwa sasa nina furaha kubwa nikimwalika Commissioner former Governor Isaac Ruto ambaye atazungumza kwa niaba ya makomishna wa JSC. Naomba tafadhali tumpigie makofi anapokuja kwenye jukwaa. Karibu sana Governor.
Is it okay? Asante sana Justice Professor Ngugi kwa kunialika. The Chief Justice, Honorable Mother Koome, the President of the Supreme Court, and also, let me say, Chairman of the JSC. All protocols observed as earlier presented. Sasa kwangu, I saw Professor spoke in 2 languages. Yangu lugha itakuwa matatu. Nitaongeza Kalenjin. Sababu kama vile mnajua, I represent the public. I was appointed by the President, together with a sister I will introduce, to represent the public kwa JSC. JSC is a representative body with the various stakeholders. And allow me, the Honorable Chief Justice, to introduce the commissioners. Let me request that they come forward. And Omacho Ogere? Yeah? Bas, karibuni. Yes, aya, nitaanza tu na mwenye angulia. Huyu madam anaitwa Olwande, Honorable Olwande, anawakilisha magistrates Kenya KMDA. Asante sana. Yeye ni representative mama. Tuko na representative tena baba. Anaitwa Judge Majanja. another difficult name associated with watu hapa mnaweza elewa hiyo. Hebu sema hiyo jina lingine ni kusema Shikomala. Labda anatoka Mahoko. Bebaya. Yeah, mnajua majanja. Alafu hapa huyu dada we represent the public together with her. Yeah, she's called Caroline Nzelani. Mimi na yeye tuliteuliwa na rais kuwakilisha wananchi. Madam Justice anatoka sehemu hii si mbali. Madam Sichale ana represent the Court of Appeal. Huyo. Alafu sasa Bwana Mwanza anawakilisha mawakili, the Law Society of Kenya, and I'm sure my brother who was speaking earlier, huyu ni mtu wenu mlichagua hivi karibuni, and I understand his campaign was massive. Ni kama ile yetu na koti moja. Karibuni mwende mkae. Asanteni sana. Sorry, Your Excellency, the Governor, for calling you that name. Yeah? I'm sure it gives you some sentimental attachment, and it propelled you to this position. Sasa, wa mune, uwai boy, ta unge na wane, kigure na ne, lep lokabe, na uko. Bas, oyoyoti, kigure na wane ta. Aya bas, aga na lunge na mun, aga tane kiangete gurone, abo amenye cheptire. Mimi ni mtu wa Singishu, nilisomea Singishu High School, na nililelewa eneo hili. Kiawe kitioli ngale kiugalaka kechwa, chemama chomo wagra. Otherwise, siku ya leo tuna furaha tele kuwa pamoja nanyi. And nataka nishukuru ndugu yangu Mheshimiwa Governor Dr. B. Tumejuana muda mrefu na ninataka kushukuru sana because you have a wonderful job. I'm sure Professor Ngugi is one of the happiest at the moment because what he has set out to achieve is now coming to fruition. Together with our Chief Justice ambaye amesema kuna multi-door approach to justice. Kagile ongetatua matatizo enore rahisi. Naelewana? Yeah? Matongi agepoteza wakati kimchutege kebendi kotini. Alake noche kumagingen kele how are my judges na magistrates and all this. Kabla sijakuja hapo nilikuwa sijajua. Kumbe muna inawasumbua pia. Yeah? Hii mengale chongi goenge kesi ko imebichu. Nilipokuja hapa one of them ameniambia kesi yangu imechukua over 30 years. Mlikia inasumbua pia Judge Nyakundi. Kwa kasi? The judges and the magistrates, together with the advocates, ko ime cheki goenge kesi. Ogwama cho muage mane. Shida ingine ile ya kuchelewesha kesi inatoka kwetu sisi wananchi. We have got kibungale kitogi yake taralage nga. Mara ke bwana listi ni magumbili. Sini kweli. Mara ko magimache log alak. Ogo chogi kesi. No mi mbele ya bichu kumache logok tugul wanataka watoto wote. Sisi wengine tunadharau wengine, tunaficha wengine. Alafu kesi inachukua muda mrefu up to 30 years. You see, they are also frustrated. Kitu ingine nataka niwaeleze. Angena wale matoka nyebichu, munaogopa hawa sijui mnaogopa ama mnawadharau ama ni nini. Wacha niwaambie ukweli. These are your sisters, these are your brothers, these are your uncles, these are your children. The only difference is hawa ndio wale walipata A. Sio ni kweli? Alafu wakaenda amujawaona muda mrefu sana na amuoni. The next time unaona wanavaa nguo ingine na musalimiani, alafu mnaanza kuwachukia. Wacha niwaambie, they are also, hawa watu wanashughulika, wako na tabu mingi sana. Kabla sijaingia huko nilikuwa hata mimi sielewi hao. Nimekaa nao sasa karibu mwaka moja, nimewaelewa. Kila siku tunakutana, wanaulizana kesi ngapi umemaliza, ni nani anachelewa na kesi. Lakini nyinyi mnafikiria hawajali. Sasa mimi na dada yangu hapa tunawakilisha nyinyi na tunataka eleza nyinyi ukweli. Hawa wanasumbuliwa sana na hiyo maneno ya kuchelewa kwa makesi, lakini lazima wafuate utaratibu uliowekwa. Lazima wasikize kila mtu, lazima wafanye ile utaratibu yote. Sasa wamekuja na njia ingine, AJS. Wamekuja na njia zingine, ile mediation. Si tujaribu kutumia hiyo njia. Anaolele ne. Tutumie lugha yote kama vile unaona Justice Nguka amewacha Kiingereza, amekuja Kiswahili, karibu aende Masai ama lugha gani ile yake ya Kajiado, karibu asonge. Kwa hiyo ndio muelewe. Tunataka mupate haki yenu mkitumia ile lugha unaelewa, wale watu mnaelewana nao, wale unawaheshimu. Tafadhali maliza hiyo mambo. Wengine wetu tunamaliza shamba, tunapeleka kotini kesi ya shamba, na tunachukua 30 years, na by the time tunamaliza 30 years tumeuza nusu ya hiyo shamba kupatia mawakili. Si mbaya, lakini sitaki yule rafiki yangu aanze kunichukia. Umemaliza, ulikuwa na eka 30, sasa wewe umebaki na 7. Ati mnapambana yule mpaka akuone. Wacha hiyo upuzi. Acha nikuambie, tumia hii mambo ya AJS, tumia mediation. Hata sisi tunapeleka mtu ati mzee amekufa. Sio kusema wazee peke yao ndio wanakufa. Lakini watu wanaendanga kotini juu yetu. You go to court, na baada ya hiyo koti bado ni baba yako. Uwe ya bibi gani, bado huyo, bado yule mwingine ni ndugu yako. Sasa kuna haja gani kwenda kotini kwa hii mambo? Why don't we finish? Kwa nini tusimalize? Sio wakati wangu wa kuongea siku ya leo sana, lakini nilikuwa nataka tuelewane. Asante sana ndugu yangu. Niliposikia sasa wanataka iwe koti mbili, nilikuwa na wasiwasi kidogo. Sasa sijui kama walikuwa nataka pitisha vote of no confidence kwa koti moja. Lakini sasa we means the court, mali ya kwenda kutatua matatizo, si ndio? You don't mean the other one, ile yetu ya kisiasa. So muko na hii, na ninataka nishukuru ndugu yangu tena kutoka Elgeyo Marakwet. Tulienda huko and he gave us a complete building. Labda ni sisi tu hatujaanza kutumia. He gave us a big building, and there are several others, governors and MPs. MPs, mimi nataka niwakumbushe, even you can give us some space, because we want to be present in every constituency in Kenya. Tunasema nini? Sio ni ugatuzi. Asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki, na tutumie AJS kwa mambo yetu mingi. God bless you. Thank you very much. Bas, mimi nataka sasa nichukue fursa hii kukaribisha engineer, nafikiri ni deputy governor. Karibu sana ndugu yangu. Asante sana. Umehakikisha kipande ni sawa?
I will answer. Asante sana Mheshimiwa former governor. The Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and the President of the Supreme Court, Lady Justice Martha Koome, His Excellency the Governor of Uasin Gishu, Dr. Jonathan B., members of the Judicial Service Commission who are here, led by Kiblogok mwenyewe. We have Justice Professor Joel Ngugi. I'll have an answer for you later on. We have the presiding charge of Eldoret High Court, my friend Nyakundi. All the justices who are here, magistrates, wale walipata amjambo. Hata mimi siko mbali na hapo as an engineer. Now, the Member of Parliament for my Ben, Professor Barto, the Member of Parliament for Tarbo, Honorable Janet, the MCA from this area, the County Commissioner, Kakanyale, all the CECs. Good afternoon, all of us. I want to take the first opportunity to introduce the members of the cabinet of the government of Uasin Gishu, led by His Excellency Jonathan B. So let me introduce the CECs. Can you come in front, CECs and CEOs, very quickly? Naona judiciary wamechipanga, na sisi karibu tunaachwa nyuma. So CECs and CEOs, please come quickly. Give them the microphone. Waja Chief Justice hawaone. Kujeni hapa mbele. Kwani mnachificha pamoja na County Attorney, CS, all of you, all this. Very quickly. Nataka mjiintroduce. These are members of kujeni mbele hapa ndio Chief Justice hawaone vizuri. Aya, microphone. Just a name, no speeches on what you do. Yeah.
My name is Stephen Lel. I'm the county attorney. My name is Elijah Koske, Chief Public Service Management. Jina langu ni Edward Sawe, Waziri wa Kilimo. Asante.
My name is Dr. Janet Koske, CCM for Lands, Fiscal Planning, Housing and Urban Development. Karibu sana.
My name is Maxome, Chief Officer, Public Administration and Devolution.
I'm Eunice Suter, Chief Officer, Gender, Social Protection and Culture. Tirop Naomi, Chief Officer, Youth Affairs, Sports and Talent Development.
I'm Nathan Korir, CEO, Lands and Fiscal Planning. Thank you. Jina langu ni Elfas Kesio, Katibu Mkuu, Kilimo na Kilimo Biashara.
My name is Elijah Koe, Chief Officer, Water and Irrigation.
My name is Ambrose Kiprotich Tarus, the Chief Officer for Public Service Management.
I am Nixon Cheplong, Chief Officer, Livestock and Fisheries.
My name is Kipro Ronald, the Legal Advisor to the Governor.
Thank you very much, all of you. Now, one morning when His Excellency the Governor was coming from Nairobi, we had a meeting in Kapseret. Kapseret is one of our offices, sub-county offices. And that is the time that we met Justice Nyakundi and Chief Magistrate Mikoyan, and this journey of introducing alternative justice system started. It has been a very enlightening time for me, because I've actually had several discussions along the way with the full support of His Excellency the Governor. And because I don't have a written speech, I just want to ask for permission from our Chief Justice and our His Excellency the Governor, because I come from around here. You know, on your way when you're coming here, our Chief Justice, you pass through a hill, Sergoit Hill, and that is where I live. So you'll allow me to explain all these things that we've said here in the local French. But before I do that, I want to answer Professor Ngugi. During our swearing in, I was using the old ID. I've since changed to the new one. But I want to, as we house you, as we house the judiciary, as we enable the judiciary in our offices, I want you to go one step more. Right now, there's a conversation around introducing digital IDs, where you don't carry anything physical anymore. Yenye uso yako na your fingerprints inakutambua wewe ni nani. So that is when you come here, I want to tell you, Professor Ngugi, as the chairman of AJS Implementation Committee, we wouldn't like the filing of the cases to be done by cutting our trees. We have what we call digital highways. As we speak here, we already have fiber connected to this building, and so is the other 5 sub-county offices. We have enough capacity. Right now here we have 100 megabits, which is a very big highway, and we want you to be able to use it so that we don't just use the physical purpose. I know our Chief Justice, I normally say the transformation which has been done, digital transformation which has been done by the judiciary is enviable. If only the lawyers could follow suit. Because the lawyers are still using, when you go to the offices, they are still using a lot of files. So Professor Ngugi, I'm looking for the next level of engagement where we digitize, we virtualize, we make it easier for services to the wananchi. So I'll speak in French. Picture running you. Kumelinge le kagiyote kotini nege. Kagiyote kotini agayat kine gugure oret age nebo imanit. Imanit ng oret age. Alternative justice system ko imanit ng oret age. So kagiyat ng kotini komi komase. Kon negugure suite namje ge ngalale alternative justice system or imanit ng oret age. Komi komasin county nebo Uasin Gishu konto ijalilim ke tinye officer nenyo kotebe deskit nebo na gugure alternative justice system imanit ng oret age ginyo kongete saa 2 agoi saa 11 inyoru sinye register nile amache atinye ngalek chimoche nyekengalale eng yu agoi nguno kocham kongololyo boisiek nga olin koboto chief ak elders komami kin nekekure record mami chi nesere kongololi ngoit kwenyo akot ndakaketatuan konget age ne mara kotinye lolet neile kaikai kolabat pa konam okiliot otou kesit kokenya fresh ngeit kotini kotoune judge fresh kesit makekose chakiche kakemwa boisiek so kin nekakotoi kotini rani kokole ngonyekeng'alal eng yu keserei akerekodeni akot mutai ngotomokoshin akobe kotini kobokoboisie ng'alechatak chakakemwa kotekoshin. That is why kelin imanit eng oret age. Umeelewa? Ako makiyote eng moiben eng nege. So chotok lin imanit eng oret age, alternative justice system, keyote eng korik cho tugul lo, kitinye sub-counties lo. Kiyote rang moiben, kitinye nebo Siwa, kitinye nebo Tarbo, kitinye nebo Keses, kitinye nebo Kapseret, ak ketinye nebo Ainabkoi. Kikitech ofisisiek cheu chu. So ofisisiek chu koboru kole devolution komoche keib services kopka ole mi wananchi. So biik cho ngonyekeng'alal eng yu, okany keng'alal iman. Okany biik chekikwee amu kineti biik chechang ng'alekab alternative justice system. So ngomi kesisiek ngonyekeser melin as tepsot kes kila saa 2 akoi saa 11. Nyekeserei siket ngotini kechop betut nenyekekose ng'alechata akekwei biik chenyekotepsot eng tuyonotok ng'olole. So ongean biik cho kitinye kasisiek chechang ng'alekab mbarenik. Serikali nekimwoe komi serikali kuu, mi serikali nebo county ako mi judiciary. Tugul kesoboni biik wananchi akwe. So mami tofauti. What I'm saying, Chief Justice, is that we serve all these people of us. Whether it is national government, whether it is county government, whether it is the judiciary. All of us, we are serving this wananchi. So this is testament of bringing services, devolving services closer to the wananchi. So I want you to really, all of us, to embrace and make it easier for all of us. Yani kale Chief Justice, saa zingine ngoibu kesit konyo kotini kuyo kochop chakula nga nakakoruryo amitwogik ilabat wiyan ile kiamda ano chakula ichu kipcheita ano nakatomwochini kakwege. I'm just trying to translate what you said, Chief Justice, in the morning. So it's like a family. You cook food. After cooking the food, now when it is ready to be eaten, you go somewhere else. You go to court and you say, how do we eat it? How do we share this food? Umeelewa vile nasema? Ni inabidi kweli tuende tuulizie mahali ingine ama tunaongeleshea. Lakini kwa hiyo suit yenye tunasema kutakuwa na representative ndani ndio tuweke hizo maneno ya records. Then recently when we were having a conversation with the chief magistrate Miko here in my ben, I think about 2 days ago or 3 days ago, together with GMA and some staff from the county government, he said something which really kept me thinking. He said, in judiciary, they actually don't resolve cases, they determine cases. And that has a very huge impact. We know, yani kutatua ni, sijui nitasema nini kwa Kiswahili, yani you need to resolve. Ukienda alternative justice system, mutapata mwelekeo yenye itakuwa win-win kwa watu wetu wote. Lakini ukienda kotini, kama ni maneno ya shamba, jirani yako bado mnaishi na yeye ama mandugu zako. Ukienda kotini, alafu kotini determine, bado mtakuja kuishi pamoja. Na mtakuwa na hiyo, bado kutakuwa na hiyo maneno haitakuwa imeisha, because they will just have determined based on what has been provided to them. Ya nikimalizia ndio niite His Excellency the Governor, tukikuja kwa hiyo alternative justice system, kumami ogiliot, hautachukua wakili. Wewe unakuja tu kotini na pamoja na wanatafuta hawa watu wenye wanaitwa mediators ama wazee wala wanakaa, lakini hautalipa wakili. Utalipa tu wakili, ukiamua hapo ujaridhika, sasa ndio unaenda huko mbele kwa magistrate. Na hiyo mbele siku hizi sio huko town, hiyo mbele iko hapa. Ndio hii itafunguliwa leo na Chief Justice. So piga maiben services inaletwa, lakini onge yan agogangetelele iman. It is really it has been a very good journey, Chief Justice. I really want to thank from Professor Ngugi to Justice Nyakundi, Chief Magistrate. Na kwa county government, I want to single out our county secretary, Mr. Bate, because he was very, very instrumental. Our county attorney, pamoja na the legal advisor, and all the other departments who really have embraced under the leadership of His Excellency, the Governor of Uasin Gishu, Jonathan B. So let me now take this opportunity to really, if we can stand, we invite His Excellency, the Governor of Uasin Gishu. Karibu sana, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Deputy Governor. You can choose to sit or stand depending on your health status. Well, I will just read a very brief speech, then make a remark, then invite our chief guest of today. Your Ladyship, Chief Justice of Kenya, Mheshimiwa Koome, Judicial Service Commissioners present, Chief Registrar, Honorable Judges and Magistrates, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Kale jamge, kago janga Kiingereza kutko magingele Kiingereza na Kiswahili na nguti. Jamge ole jamgeyo. It is a great honor to welcome the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya to our progressive county of champions. Karibu sana. Today, we gather outside Eldoret for a special occasion crucial for justice to prevail. Your Ladyship, we are continually reminded by the legal minds that the law is clear. The same way Chairman Commission was saying about the law, I was also getting more confused about this statement, the law is clear, especially when we had issues of elections. And every lawyer will stand up and say the law is clear. The other one will say the law is clear until it is no more clear. So I hope now this law is clear. With the introduction of the alternative justice system, our residents will now realize the power of Article 159(2)(c) and 159(3) of the Constitution. And I'm happy, Dr. Professor Ngugi, you say those are A students. But let me tell you now what I've realized about AJS is the D students and the E students and those who have never gone to school will solve the problem where A students did not. Being an agriculturally rich region, a significant portion of our county's cases involve land and an issue that is both vital and emotive. I firmly believe that AJS will help address approximately 80% of these cases through a new court or new courts in Moiben and Tarbo, focusing on restorative justice. It is important to note that informal justice systems such as customary and traditional dispute resolution mechanisms are often more accessible and affordable than formal justice system. Kiten kipsigisindet age kole nebunu koretab Logom kole ngalek chekamwa kokwet ko chotok mami alage. Mawaita icheng alak kotini kakimut konyo yu ko ngalek chekimwae kokwet ako chekingen amakingale amu kingen. So these courts will provide our residents with the opportunity to have their cases heard and resolved promptly. No longer will they need to incur trouble costs or endure the widening rifts among the family members, as their cases will be handled by a team of mediators, chiefs, and village elders who understand the historical background of such cases. The introduction of modern technology in these courts, transforming them into EAJS hubs, will revolutionize their operation. To our residents, it is important to note that AJS offers a more flexible, accessible, and culturally relevant means of resolving disputes compared to the formal court system. By incorporating community-based approaches through traditional dispute resolution, AJS ensures that justice is served and perceived to be fair by all parties involved. This system recognizes the unique social and cultural context of our communities, fostering the solutions that are more centered on historical and local values and practices. As proponent of AJS, we believe that this will also significantly reduce the burden on formal courts, allowing our residents to focus on more complex cases that require judicial intervention. And as we roll out the AJS process, our residents will realize that this form of justice promotes restorative justice by healing relationships and communities rather than simply punishing offenders. As a result, communities will become more resilient, capable of handling disputes internally and preventing escalation. It is crucial to recognize that we gain more as a society when we foster cohesion. Therefore, our administration will continue to support and promote the AJS initiatives in ensuring it benefits our community and enhances social harmony. Finally, we express our heartfelt gratitude to the Chief Justice for her presence as for ensuring that the residents of Moiben and Tarbo have access to this innovative approach. And as we set ball rolling to the other sub-counties, I now humbly take this opportunity to invite the Lady Justice of Supreme Court of Kenya, the President of the Supreme Court, and before you come, now we have very tough times here. You don't know when do we say my lady, and when do you say your lady. Now,
check.
Just bear
Check,
with me
check,
briefly.
check.
There is a lot of confusion
Check.
because the law is not clear. Sometimes you say my Lord. I was told that my Lord is Jesus Christ when it's in our Sunday school. Now I'm told my Lord is Justice Nyakundi. Now I was told that my lady is now your wife. So I hope there will be no problem here. You know, it's good to be real, eh? And as much as we have allocated some portion here, we have also, this is a government land. We have also allocated an acre, a parcel of land for you to build your own offices. And I want to believe you will do it so. And you will be having public participation very soon. Kindly sit kidogo, 1 minute too, yeah. You know this confusion of Our Lady now. That what you are my ben, ongenole kigaleja achame my ben, kuya achame tarbu, kuya achame soy, kuya achame napo ya gapsiret akises. Lakini amejane gaineta my ben, kule gigingende kugimengejen kimi bara gaineta my ben magmoy. Age meje gaina nata keganapte bendereta my ben. Rani ke ngalalusi ke tinye kotini nekakonyoyu nekekure kapkirwok ndaki samani ingletyo Professor Barton ndaki ngisom kura akile aiwa kotini kolen biik kongemwe kikeme lakini rani kokoyan biik uji ne tos le oye ameja aibwa mochari konekitit awa kole tangeta nyone wi angaleku amu makitari kemeye. So kita nekimwoe kelen kakoyam kekonuge biikab Kalenjin ak iyan ngalek chetesetai. Kokasole kamwaite akot kiyokilen kesir will, kuandika will ile ngocham Jehova ngotosyowe anan akage komi yo kole ameche kotebe werta age uno ameche kwage center ameche kwage ano meiwe isir amu ngomesir ketau kesisiek chemabeku. Amelen kisir ko kemwa ile oye soisire kawe ngimoni. Imuch isir akikage mewe ibile ngakishasir ngeti angwanyoru kiage ngotishi lakwet age. Katora boji ndako kasuchi kamwa. So kengololi ni ko kapkirwok. So konekit kebwane public participation yu amu kakoek city Eldoret. Kung kakoek city Eldoret kemeche anyun taunishek ya mengejen kekanapte akichek kwe municipalities. Ako kwande tayari ad hoc committee nemeche ketoben Moiben kekanapu Moiben kwe ka municipality. Ako yain Eldoret ko municipality. Lakini ko city ngot ko municipality kako tinit Eldoret ko mutai ka municipality Moiben. Ako koro kwa kono county aggregation industrial park nemite yu. Kokali kakilechi kenenye kakilechi ke kichorge boisionik ako koro kinyoin PS nebo immigration nyekechop ngalekab kibondo konekititun biik kalechok ne kale kikoit serikali kurgat mawakas kole rani kakonyo anyun kotini kotkonyo kurget kotini nimbo serikali ak kotini ne AJS nekingolole boisiekab koken kapkirwok kikonyo akoi Moiben akotomo kwamwachi president aleji mekage Moiben nyone konekit nyekokere boisiet akamwa professor akomunye koro ninyonet neb county aggregation ameche konyo serikali kotkoit kurgat yutoyu so motebi hivi sasa kale matoi kukienyeji amu choruge toik anyun chebo rabisiek akenyo kwal plotisiek ing yu akotech hotelisiek akolya tunomwa ole oye kinanyo taunini kolen biik kokikakerang ne. So ongetawa ngalale nelel anyone konekit koro sipitali netokosungyo anyone konekit boisiek ak chepyosok ak vijana siachen betut ninyeketepche ngwony akengalalchi ngalekab Moiben. Atinye ane mental picture nebo Moiben ake nemo tinye akeru ya matinda kotiemwe nebo yon. Atinye ki ake neu karibu Jerusalem nebo Jehova. Agere kine kararan nenyone Moiben ini ko eng imbarani 500 acres. Cases ya mengejen jo amu ngeti chepyosok aker kakilosok ing yu. Naona wamama wamesifiwa sana hapa mpaka kila mama mpika makofi lakini momute kotini ole woru nebo yo lagat kai memwa ngalecha Amungu na goroboni arangot ko be ke jangu la big begi kongo kurubo bit anan meje konyo kotito be kanane. So babale chamengegen cases chamengegen ka muy bujoto lakini onge ngalalji sabenyo agejule ngore ne kararan. So with a few remarks I want to ask to be upstanding again. Onge tenase tukul ile ya ukweli sasa.
Thank you. Asante sana ndugu yangu, His Excellency the Governor of Uasin Gishu, Dr. Jonathan B. Please tukati na tuketi. Asante sana. Thank you. Wananchi wa Moiben, amjambo. Chemgei tena. Asante sana Kongoi. Asante kwa kunialika. Asante for the very, very warm and cordial welcome you have extended to me. Thank you kina mama mazuri. Imenifanya niwe mama wa Kikalenjin. Na jina mzuri mumenipatia Taprandish. Tapra. Hiyo naipenda sana. Hiyo ni jina langu sasa. Nitaenda kufanya kitu inaitwa Deadpool. Niitwa hii jina. I'm told it means a respectable Taprandish. It means a respectable woman or a mother. Asante sana, najisikia kama niko nyumbani. Nikiangalia hivi, this place is so beautiful. The trees, the grass, the people. You are looking so wonderful. You are looking so healthy. Wale wakina mama shujaa nasikia they are champions for justice. Wanaitwa wakina mama ambaye wameokoka. And they have become now champions of justice. Ensuring that we have peace, we have honor in our communities, and we do not have pombe haramu kwetu. Kwa sababu wameona mwangaza wa Yesu. Asante sana, Your Excellency, the Governor and all the leadership. Thank you very much, my sister, Honorable Professor Barato, and all the members of Parliament, all the national leaders present. I also seek indulgence to stand on the already established protocols and recognize all of you, my colleagues, the Judicial Service Commission members, our judges, judicial officers, our development partners, na watu mazuhuri wa Moiben, wa Uasin Gishu, na mheshimu wote. And I love you so much for the good work that you're doing to ensure that justice comes down to the people, that the people are the owners of justice, because that is what our Constitution tells us, that justice flows like a river, vile tuliambiwa, hata na wale walituombea, they told us that justice is a common good for all of us. It is ours. It no longer belongs to the judges or to the judiciary, to the judicial officers, or even the lawyers. It belongs to the people. And that is why we are gathered here, and we are so, so grateful to everybody who has worked towards this occasion. I want to thank the governor and the entire leadership of Uasin Gishu, the National Steering Committee on the implementation of the alternative justice system, under the leadership of Justice Professor Joel Goge, and our Judge Kiongozi wa Eondret and his entire team for your dedication in championing the cause of NJS in Uasin Gishu throughout Kenya. But what the governor of Uasin Gishu has done is absolutely outstanding, and we celebrate him and hope that when you go to speak to your colleagues at the Council of Governors, you will tell them what has happened here in Uasin Gishu, because what has happened here and what has happened in Narok are very, very special. The counties have taken the leadership of ensuring that they partner with the judiciary to make justice accessible to the people. These are the two counties that have realized the critical role of working together in collaboration, in coordination, and in cooperation, because that is what we are about. These are the two counties that have realized that we serve the same person, be it the national government, be it the executive, be it the county government, be it the judiciary, be it the civil society. All of us are serving one mwananchi, and what we want of that mwananchi is that mwananchi to be empowered, that mwananchi to know their rights, those rights of that mwananchi to be respected, that mwananchi to get justice, and that mwananchi to thrive and realize their potential, because they are Kenyans. It doesn't matter whether you got an E, a D, or an A, you are a Kenyan, you are a child of God, you are entitled to be respected and to be treated with dignity because you are a human being. Asante sana. The county of Uasin Gishu, under your leadership, Your Excellency, has realized that. And so are all the leaders who spoke. I'm very, very happy with all the speeches that have been given here today. Thank you very much, Major Sei, our elder. We respect you, we honor you, and we celebrate you, because you have remained connected with the people. Because connecting with the people is always looking for justice and the peace. And you have been a champion of peace. And let me say, there's also another Msee whom I admire a lot. He's called General Simboiwa, also another son of this region who is championing peace. The other day I saw him leading the peace initiative for the South Sudan. So keep up the good work, because what our people need is to know that they are the agents of their own causes. You don't need anybody else. You just need God to stand with you, and for you, because you know your needs, to explain what your needs are. And that is the speeches that have been given this afternoon, and I'm very, very happy about them because they speak very clearly to our blueprints, the one we are following in the judiciary, the one we call the social transformation through access to justice, which very well resonates with all the speeches that have been given today. Because what they are telling us is that we have a constitution which is very, very expressive of what is social justice and what is human dignity and what is the rule of law, which is the foundation of all the values and the principles that we follow to make sure that we protect our people and we make our country safe and secure for everybody. This constitution also talks about the principle of inclusion, which means that we are all important. You listen to young people talk, the youth. This country also belongs to the youth. You heard our sister speak very passionately about persons with disability, because they are also Kenyans, entitled to be recognized, to be respected, to be honored. You also heard about, the speakers talk about the vulnerable in our society. Professor Bato, we have to keep remembering you are now MPM honorable, spoke about the other vulnerable members of our society. She spoke about single mothers in our midst. And as she was speaking about single mothers, I wondered, are they children? Are the single mothers children? Are they sisters? Do they have mothers? Do they have fathers? Then why are we leaving them behind? Kwetu Meru tunasema mtoto ni mtoto, si ndio? Na tunaendelea kusema hakuna mmoja wa mgongo na hakuna mwingine wa tumbo. Si wote ni wa tumbo? So that is also what our constitution says. That is what also our law of succession says. So if there is a dispute about inheritance, do not hide anybody. Let everybody come forward and let us share the property. And I think our DG, our deputy governor, put it very, very clearly. He does not understand why we fight over inheritance and park the cases in court for 30 years. And in those 30 years, for us, ndio tupate gharama ya kwenda kotini, ya kulipa sijui nini na nini, ni lazima tuwe tunauza. So ikiwa mliachiwa 30 acres, munauza, by the 30th year, hakuna hata ya kuuza, na hakuna ya kugawa. Isn't it? Ndiye alitupatia hiyo mfano. If you have cooked food and you are about to eat, to share it, do you go to look for a third party to tell you how to share the food? That is what is happening in our communities. Somebody has bought property, they have acquired property, wameunganisha mali, wameweka ndio watoto wagawe, ndio watoto wasome, ndio wale wamebaki, ikiwa ni baba ama ikiwa ni mama, asiwe na tabu. Lakini Saitani ameingia. Me, I cannot call it anything else but the devil. Because it's only the devil who comes and confuses you so that you cannot be able to sit down, children of the same mother, of the same stomach, of the same father, and agree how to share this property. What else can we say? It is the power of the devil. And today we are exorcising the devil. We are chasing away the devil through the angel, yes. Because we have wonderful people, our mediators, our adjudicators, our members of the Ukumbi of the community readers, who have come together and said, never again shall we be confused. Never again shall we never be able to talk to one another, especially if we are members of the community, of the same community, or of the same family. And that is what our Constitution is speaking to, and that is what all the people here have told us, and we do not need to do anything else but to appreciate that we have the power and we have the agency to stand for ourselves. I liked it when Rindas came here, Mama Kijiji akasimama hapa akatuambia she is the leader of her community. And I want to emphasize this, that you know we are all leaders in our own respective ways. Sisi ni wababa, we are fathers, ni wazee. We are leaders, isn't it? Sisi ni wakina mama, ni sisi tunaamua what shall we cook, what the child will wear, when they'll go to school, when they are sick, when they'll go to hospital. Sio ni uongozi. Kuna uongozi mwingine. We are leaders in our own right, in our homes, in our communities, in the things that we do, in our businesses, in the places of work where we work, where we have been given responsibility. And that is the awakening that has come with AJS. That because we are the agents of our own destiny, we can resolve our own disputes because we know the solutions. Saa ingine nilikuwa naletewa makesi. Mtoto aendi shule, make an order so that the father can pay school fees. And then I used to ask them, when you got the child, did you come to me? Did you come to court for the court to issue the order? You decided the two of you have the child. I am hearing nothing. I want to hear from you how the child will go to school, what the child will eat, and where the child will sleep. And that is what our NJS is going to do, to remind us it is our responsibility, isn't it? And nobody else can take that responsibility. So we have also realized the judiciary is not the sole forum where we can get justice. Now we are championing, working with all our ends of courts and ends of stations, judges, who have now become the connectors with the people, because we serve the people. That is why we have court users committees that are very vibrant, that are bringing us issues on how best we can serve them. With the lawyers, we have what we call the bar bench, because they also come to tell us how best we can serve them. As a matter of fact, I came here more than 2 years ago, and we had a meeting with the lawyers, and they told me the needs of this region. I was actually surprised, because I didn't know that people are traveling many, many kilometers to come to court at Eldoret. And that is when, now working together, we decided to have justice isambaswe kwa watu so that people do not have to travel far. And because of the new constitution which we have been implementing, we have had these policies in the judiciary which we have been working towards. I found my predecessors working towards making justice people-centric, because we serve the people. And all I did was to continue with that I found my predecessors doing. And so I said it must be social transformation. It must be that we, the judiciary, cannot be transforming alone. We must transform our people. And we must transform the people by letting the people know they are the owners of justice. They are the agents of justice. This is the social transformation we are talking about, and chaining justice and making it the common good for everybody. And this idea is not new. It reflects the reality that our communities are going all the way to the pre-colonial times, to contemporary times, to embrace our own indigenous systems of justice that operate outside the strictures of state institutions. And you have heard people talk about, in the Ukumbi there, in the AJS, we will be speaking our language. We will be doing what we know best, how to do it, to respect our children, to make an environment in our homes for our children to grow, to go to school, the responsibility of the elders of protecting the community, of protecting women, of protecting the vulnerable, because that is who we are, and that is who we were pre-colonial times. So we need to celebrate who we are, what we call the principles or the ethos of Utu or Ubuntu, as it is called in South Africa. So this is what we are embracing today, to say that we will walk this journey together. There is no one who is running, and there is no one who is not running. We are all together in this journey. As put in the Constitution, we are Kenyans and we are people of God. So these alternative forms of dispute resolution allow for the resolution of disputes outside the courts, and I need not re-emphasize or belabor that. Stories have been given, horror stories of how people have been year in, year out in court. So we should embrace that multi-door approach, which was explained very well by Mheshimiwa, our Talbo. I think she told you what it means to have the 6 doors to justice. I think what I can say for the sake of the media is that all of them resort to an order which we acknowledge if in the village they have sat and decided this is how the matter will be settled, and they have been trained properly, the matters that can go for mediation, negotiation, and settlement. I need to emphasize that there are matters that will not go there. Mtoto akinyanyaswa, that is not a matter for NJS. If a child is defiant or raped, that's not a matter for NJS, because there is no justice there. And if there is no justice because this child has no agency, mtoto hajui, and mtoto ni mtoto, Nobody can speak for her. So that is not an AJS matter. And you have been told by your commissioner that you avoid things that will bring you into conflict with the law. Mtoto wa mwenyewe unamulisha nini? A child is to be protected. A child is to be nurtured. Why then are we defiling our children? So what we have learned today is also we walk narrow and straight. Things that will bring you into conflict with the law, leave them alone. If you see somebody's daughter, don't assume what she wants, because wengine nilikuwa nauliza, huyu mtoto ulimuuliza nini? Akasema shetani aliniingia. Saa ingine I thought she is over 18. Did you ask her? You know? So the law does not allow us to do certain things which infringe or violate the human rights of another. The violation, the human rights violation of the worst order is that defilement, rape, sexual offenses generally. And those are not around to be settled by the AJS system. And that is what the commissioner was emphasizing, that let us avoid conflict with the law. Let us walk narrow and straight. And because you will have no conflict with the law, you will not be brought to this court. All right? You will not be brought to this court. You will not be the first to be brought. So the multi-door approach to justice is meant for us to deepen access to justice. Because also, Professor Bato told us research has been done. It is very few people who can be able to come to the formal justice system. And therefore we asked ourselves as judges, as magistrates, as adjudicators, are we really put in these offices to deal with only 20% of the population of this country who can come to the formal justice system? And that's why when we read the Constitution, we understood that our role is that one of facilitating the people to come and get justice. It is that one of being a connector of the people to the justice system. So we will walk this journey together because it is also cost effective. It saves you time. We build harmony within families. We build understanding within families. The cases end, we shake our hands, and we continue living as members of the same family or communities. So for me, I think it is important to point out that for us to be able to deal with the justice needs of this country, of this community, of this region, we have no choice but to embrace NJS because it is rooted deep into our rich heritage of communal dispute resolutions. And for a long time, for years, communities across the nation have resolved conflicts through this mechanism. And if Major Sayi will share many examples, he will tell you people go on and fight. Nations will go on and fight. We will have tribal clashes or whatever we have. But at the end of the day, we'll end up at the table negotiating. Isn't that so? We will fight each other as families in the courts, but at the end of the day, we must sit at the table and agree. So what this model is telling us, there is no need ya kuumishana, you know? We first of all hurt one another, we insult one another, we tell each other bad words, and then we end up at the table. That is what we realized when we read the Constitution, helped by our professor here, who came up with this committee after so many sleepless nights of trying to figure out what Article 59 meant by alternative justice system. They came up with this mechanism, and we are forever so grateful to them, because one thing it reminded us is that we have been selfish with ourselves and for not promoting NJS and assuming tutakutana kotini. Sisi sote kweli tutatoshea kotini. So this is why we must promote NJS. Good examples have been given of not waiting downstream. I've been giving this example of the fisherman who waits downstream to catch the fish, and all the fish are coming dead. So now we are swimming upstream to see why the fish are dying. This is what NJS is doing for us because of being right in the communities. They know in the communities what is happening in every household. Is there a household where our children are being radicalized, where our children are being given substances to abuse, and therefore they are not going to school? Is there a household where women are being battered? Is there a household where a widow is being discriminated against? Is there a place where some people are being discriminated and not getting what is their entitlement? So that is the upstream we are talking about in NJS. And we believe that NJS offers an appropriate and effective system of justice to our people, given that our communities have used these elements we are using there to facilitate consensus building in dispute resolution, and given that our people, for all the problems that they encounter. In addition, due to its participatory nature, you saw everybody belongs to NJS, the youth, the elderly, the women, persons with disability. It is a place of social inclusion. It also prevents injustices and reduces harm suffered by the people because we focus on the root cause of the problems in our society. We also recognize the duty or the principles of listening to one another, of hearing the other, and of protecting and of making sure that unless we move together, it doesn't matter how good we are, we will be drawn backwards by the ones we left behind. So it is a system that encourages people to address problems together and see how we can empower all of us. It is what I call a triple obligation: to help, to protect, and to respect. That is NJS. So at this point, it would be remiss if I did not acknowledge and celebrate in a big way the steering committee. And I would ask them to stand up, be upstanding, all the members of the steering committee, led by the chair, the vice chair, all of them, please come forward so that we can see them. Jemima, who is the secretary to the steering committee, the professor, and Dr. Accord, who is the vice chair. Thank you so much for bringing us this far. The steering committee as more members, but because we are constrained in many ways, the other members could not be able to be with us. But they have rendered us to launch AJS County actions in Kajiado. Please appreciate them for launching the action plan for Kajiado. They have done for Nakuru. They have done for Mandera. They have done for Turkana. They have done for Narok County. And they have done for Uasin Gishu. So thank you so much for maintaining that momentum. It is not an easy process. When we reflected on it, because we thought we could do it like we did digitization. Digitization, we went around, we did about 10 counties, then we decided to do it per. This one, I'm told we cannot do it per, because we must engage the people. There must be ownership, organically grown in every jurisdiction. So that is a lot of work, and for that we really salute the steering committee for what you have done, and also for today's event. Today we are launching the suites for Moiben, Keses, Ainaboy, Kapsalet, and Soy. For Talabo, I'm told it's going to be earth-shaking, the launch of Talbo, for reasons that I'm not going to repeat, but the owner said it. It's going to be a big one. So we'll leave it alone. My calendar is open for you to organize Mheshimiwa and invite us to come to Talbo in a big way to launch the one in Talbo. But what I can say to the steering committee is that this is really impressive, and it is revolutionary. The county government of Uasin Gishu has been completely instrumental in making this happen in all those stations I've mentioned. They have made it possible for us to establish the Ukumbi. They have furnished and given us a court. Ours has been only to bring the judicial officers and the staff. They gave us the key. Today I was feeling like I'm a bride. Being brought to an already built and furnished house. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for making us feel so good and feel the need to continue working very hard for the people of Uasin Gishu. I also want to acknowledge the civil society. They have partnered and collaborated with the county government to establish the suites. They spoke here, Kituo Sasheria. We are very, very grateful. And to all the development partners who held our hand. You have all heard the cry which was put across by our Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, and I believe you will all be champions when you have an opportunity to say that the judiciary needs adequate budgetary allocation for us to be able to effectively serve the people and to respond to the needs of the people. When we ask for 44 billion and then we get 22 billion, it means that we will have to slice ourselves into half and live from half of our potential. If it is the needs for the courts, we can only meet half of them. And surely, sometimes you wonder how you can cut justice into half. So, whenever you have an opportunity, make a case for the judiciary. Let us have the ability to move to all the 47 counties and for them to have an alternative justice system. Let us be able to move to all the sub-counties to have a magistrates court, which is fully running, to have children's courts, to have special courts that enable us deal with all the problems that we have in the society, including the gender-based violence. So I also want, in that mode of giving thanks, to thank the Judicial Service Commission in a very, very special way, even for accompanying me to this launch. They were completely taken in when they attended the NJS training, and they visited the courts, and they saw the need of the people who keep queuing in court year in out, and saw how efficient NJS is in resolving problems and even returning back the money to the economy quickly through the various multi-door approaches. And for that, they included the budget of the NJS in the budget of 2024-2025. And I am eternally grateful as the chairperson of the Judicial Service Commission and as the CJ. So because everything I wanted to say has been said, for me, today's event is absolutely significant because we are launching and operationalizing the courts in Moiben and other sub-counties that I've mentioned. This means that litigants do not have to travel more than 100 kilometers to access justice. And this will also alleviate the financial burden previously borne by residents who want to travel all the way to Eldoret to court for their hearings. And this is really keeping with the mandate of our Constitution, that we make justice accessible to the people. In conclusion, I am grateful to all of you, and most of all to our elders, because we are together coexisting and complementing each other to pave multiple paths, multiple roads to justice. It is upon us now to ensure that these different pathways are characterized by fairness, efficiency, accessibility, and responsiveness. I want to specifically thank the end of the State Law Office. I can call her the Attorney General of Uasin Gishu. She spoke very poignant words when she said a baby has been born here in this Ukumbi. But we should nurture this baby. This baby should never, never know of corruption. This baby should never know of bribery. This baby will be fed with the principles of fairness, the principles of respect for one another, and the principles of those adjudicators who are there will be asking themselves, what would I like to be done unto me so that I can do unto the other? So this is how we are going to nurture our Ukumbi, with the principles of fairness and principles of justice. The judiciary is ready, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, to support all this that we have launched here today. The judiciary is also ready to support you, Professor Joel Goge, Dr. Accord, and your members of the National NJS Steering Committee. We are ready to work with our elders and all the actors in the justice sector across the country, court users committee and bar and bench committees, we are ready to promote the uptake and the use of NJS. And let me assure lawyers that nobody is taking away work from you when we use the multi-door approach. What we are doing is even accelerating growth in your law firms, because you are going to close very many files. So you will have more referrals and you will have more clients than having one client whom you are milking like a dead cow. And with these remarks, and with your kind permission, wonderful people of Uasin Gishu, wonderful people of Moiben, Your Excellency the Governor, Honorable Professor Mbalto, and all our leaders, I hereby declare the Uasin Gishu NJS County Action Plan and NJS suites in Moiben, in Keses, in Aimboi, Kapsalet, and the Soy officially operationalized on this 30th day of May 2024. I thank you all. God bless you. Kongoi, Kongoi, Kongoi.
Thank you. Tumpigie makofi, let's clap and celebrate the launch of the 5 suites. And we are ready, my lady, if you may come to officially cut the ribbon for the county action plan. Our governor, deputy governor, our MPs, the commissioners, please. Professor, our chair, and the PJ. No, it's okay. Wait, it's okay. Okay, my lady. Tupige makofi. Let's celebrate.
You are watching TMTV House. Visit youtube.com, subscribe to advertise with the TMTV. You can call upon the number you see there, 721-440-380. You are looking for a house to rent in Diani, Kole County, Kunda. You're looking for a house to rent for an apartment. You can call upon our numbers, or you want to advertise your houses around. Maybe you have a land, a plot that you want to sell. Call upon our numbers and we shall schedule a viewing moment together with you.